Don't try to confront her. All right? Okay. The next question is from Chris, and Chris said, what should someone do when their significant other has them served with a domestic violence temporary restraining order based on lies? Restraining orders a lot of times are done so a woman can gain an advantage in the courtroom, and I feel very confident saying that because that's been the pattern in my office. Alright, the first thing you should do is document all of your correspondence. Immediately save your text messages, because restraining orders have a lot of implications. It can affect your job, can affect the outcome of your divorce, can affect custody of your children. If you get a restraining order, it should lay out an incident. Something happened. There's a reason for this restraining order. So whatever it is that they put on there, start gathering your evidence and get your witnesses. Whatever the case is, it's evidence-based. If you go into court with a he said, she said, odds are more men lose on he said, she said than women. Courts are based on evidence, where you have to present evidence. Unfortunately, restraining orders are often granted to a woman with a he said, she said. I can't speak to how often they're, how often they're granted for men. We rarely file restraining orders because men don't want to file restraining orders, first of all. If she files a restraining order from you, leave her alone. Leave her alone, okay? Another thing men do, they take them back. I have several clients that come in and they say, well, you know what she did? She filed a restraining order against me. She did this 2 years ago. You know, she did it again, like, I guess 12 months ago. And my question is, just as a person, is what are you doing? What are you doing? If this person, if this woman is filing false allegations against you, why are you taking her back? So, all right, I want you to understand this, that your relationships are exactly as you create them to be. Your relationships are how you create them to be. So if you come in here with a restraining order saying, like, I don't know why this keeps happening. Why this keeps happening is because you let it to continue happening. Don't take her back. If someone lies about you one time, they're going to do it again and again and again. So don't take them back. But if you're served with a domestic violence restraining order based on lies, secure your evidence first of all. Don't try to confront her. All right. If you try to confront her, call her up or send her a text and say, what the heck is this? And if you restrain from her, that's a violation of that restraining order. And what you're doing then is that behavior, that frustration, that trying to basically confront her and say, why are you lying, just validates what she's saying. If she's saying, you know, he's confrontational, he has anger issues, and these are all very common things, then your breach of that restraining order sort of validates what she's saying, and then it'll make it more difficult to get that dismissed. So don't confront her. Make sure you read the order. If the order says you're restrained from her, from contacting her, if you're restrained sometimes from your own residence, whatever the case is, even if you don't agree with the order at that time, follow the order, because a lot of men will get in trouble, not necessarily for what she put in the order, but for violating the order. All right, so if you get served with that based on lies, gather your evidence. If there's witnesses, get them together, secure your text messages, record every conversation you have. It's not uncommon for a woman to get a restraining order and then to still contact you. So here you are restrained from contacting her, but she's contacting you. Keep those conversations. Get a little recorder. If she calls you, record that conversation. Because if you get to the judge and say, well, judge, if she's so afraid of me, why is she contacting me? Why is she coming by my home? Yes. So, but whatever you do, first of all, don't breach that restraining order. Unfortunately, in that case, I would go and seek legal counsel.